What's up everyone? Today, we're going to look at 10 different loadouts in CS2 that feature unique themes. For each set, I picked the 10 best skins that fit the theme perfectly for a total of 100 to give you a good starting point for build crafting and explaining how the theme works so you can get creative with your personal inventory. With that being said, let's get right into the video. At number 1, we have a dragon-themed inventory. This loadout primarily features skins with dragons as the main artwork, and this loadout has a 50-50 split on cheap and expensive skins, so I give it a 2 out of 3 price rating. Starting with the Kumicho dragon, there's actually a line of skins that feature this exact same artwork, which includes the dueling dragons on the dualies, and the imperial dragon if you prefer the P2000. Both are excellent budget skins. The Glock has the dragon tattoo, which is a bit expensive, but you can customize placement of the decal itself with different patterns. For the op, we of course have the dragon lore, and if you have the skin, you can build this whole inventory around it. There's a great cheaper alternative for the op, which is the wildfire. It does have a different art style, but definitely fits in with the theme. And the Dragon King M4 looks incredible for its price point. If you plan on making this inventory, there will be guns that don't have dragons, so the best option is using skins that have fire related art, or using stickers like the dragon lore foil to create crafts that match the rest of the loadout. At number 2, we have a serpent-themed inventory. Here we use skins that feature snakes or serpents, and besides the fire serpent and the Jormungandrs, these skins are budget-friendly, so I gave it a 1 out of 3 price rating. The trader is a great first option for the golden snake on the slide, and you can definitely use all 3 of the Jormungandr skins if you have a higher budget. Jinglu features a multi-snake design throughout the whole gun, and the fire serpent is so expensive that you can build this whole inventory around it. For the op, we have 2 great budget options. We have the Atheris if you prefer blue, and the Duality if you prefer a different art style with pink accents. The M4A1S has 2 choices, but I went with the golden coil since it fit better and is more vibrant than the Basilisk. If the Flame Jormungandr is too expensive, you can also go with the Snake Pit for the AUG, which is under $1 for factory new. There's a ton of skins to choose from, most are cheap and look amazing, so it's a win-win all around. If you want to buy any of these skins at their cheapest prices, definitely check out today's sponsor, which is GamerPay. GamerPay is a player-to-player trading site where you can buy and sell skins securely with excellent reviews on Trustpilot. On Steam, a factory new op Wildfire is $158, but on GamerPay the price is $110, which is nearly $50 cheaper. There is no buying fee and a 3% selling fee, so if you guys want to check it out, you can use my link in the description for a free $5 bonus. Coming in at number 3, we have the Vaporwave theme. This loadout is built around skins with bright colors like pink and purple and designs of geometry and sunsets. I gave it a 1 out of 3 price rating since the average skin price is $20. The Neon Rider skins on both the AK and MAC-10 were designed with this theme in mind, so they're pretty much necessary. Both Decimators have the geometry style design that we see on a lot of Vaporwave art, so I recommend both for this loadout. Next up, we have skins that fit the colorway, which includes the SSG Turbo Peak and the Deagle Ocean Drive. The Glock has multiple options, but the Vogue fit the aesthetic the best in my opinion. Lastly, all of the Neo-Noir skins are featured on primary guns and are priced relatively low, so you can mix and match your favorites between the AWP, M4, USPS, and Glock. Next up at number 4, we have a floral theme. This loadout is built around skins that have a floral design, anything from flowers, vines, roses, lilies, and everything in between. Most of the skins are very expensive though, so I did give it a 3 out of 3 price rating. A lot of skins came from the St. Mark collection, which is partially why skins like the Wild Lotus and Wild Lily are so expensive, but they are the absolute best when it comes to skins featuring this theme. The XM1014 Elegant Vines can get rare patterns with roses in the middle, and the Boomstick has a Sakura tree blooming from the stock to the barrel. The Morris is the cheapest, coming in at 20 cents for factory new, and the Midnight Lily is also from the St. Mark collection, so it's highly expensive, but does feature a pearlescent floral design throughout the gun. Both Black Lotus skins are pretty cheap and fit the theme well, and the M4 has a great budget option with the Spider Lily. I only recommend going for this loadout if you already have skins like the Wild Lotus, Wild Lily, or the Midnight Lily. Coming in at number 5, we have an industrial theme. These skins all look like they were manufactured inside a factory and have metal plates, gears, and metallic parts. Everything is cheap except for the AK, so I gave this loadout a 1 out of 3 price rating. Starting with the Mecha Industry skins, these are perfect since their whole aesthetic is based on this theme, and I included the Desert Eagle, the M4A1S, and the FAMAS, which I think looks the best with this finish. The fuel injector looks amazing with the bright yellow dust cover and gears on the mag, but it is expensive compared to everything else. You can also use any of the Cyrex skins. I'm using the USPS as an example since I like it the most. The Nova EXO has a futuristic workshop feel and purple as the secondary color, and the system lock is very similar to the Cyrex, but with a lot more red covering the gun. Elite 1.6 dualies have a clean machine feel to them with the mostly gray colorway, and the Armor Core MP7 features reflective steel plating at the front of the gun. Lastly, we have the ventilator for the G3, but there's a ton of other skins that would fit right in with the rest of this loadout. Moving on to number 6, we have an aquatic theme. All of these skins have artwork featuring aquatic animals and take place underwater, and a few feature wave patterns as well. 2 out of 3 price ratings, and some of the skins are quite expensive. Let's start with the Poseidon, which is highly expensive, but once again, the absolute best option for this theme, featuring electric eels and Poseidon himself. The Aquamarine's Revenge has dolphins that are swimming within a teal colored wave pattern, and it's a great choice among all AKs. The Kraken is a covert sawed-off with a budget price of $5, and honestly looks great if you do run this gun. Blood in the Water is a classic skin with a shark as the main decal, great for crafting. Last Dive is heavily pattern dependent, so I recommend patterns that either have a seahorse or a diver for the best theme match. Monster Call is incredibly cheap at $2 in factory new, with a ton of small details on it, and while caimans don't live in the ocean, they are still considered aquatic animals, so it works here. The last 3 skins don't have animals but rather wave patterns, the Abyss for the SSG, and the 2 Ocean Foam skins on the MP7 and the P2000, but the pistol is over $100 since it's used in trade-ups. At number 7, we have a royal theme. These skins all have a royal design to them, everything from gold engravings, tarot card themes, bright finishes, and deep colors. It's another 50-50 split on expensive and cheap skins, so this theme gets a 2 out of 3 price rating. Let's start with the Mag 7, which has the Cinque Dea. It's crazy expensive, but is by far the best mag skin and works amazing here. The Emperor is a nice blend of royal and tarot card themes, which also provides great value if you get it in minimal wear or field tested. Since we have the Emperor, we also need the Empress, which is basically the red AK equivalent of the other skin, featuring this exact same art style. The All Prince is modeled with this theme in mind, but it's highly expensive, so the Man of War is a good cheap replacement. For the AUG, we have the Aristocrat, with engravings as the main focal point, and the Royal Consorts on the dualies are the same, but we have green and bronze here. Victoria continues the trend with engraved skins. Pretty much the whole gun is covered in 3D mapping, and the Royal Legion is a great cheap alternative for the Glock if you're on a budget. The Nova Baroque Orange is very expensive but highly underrated in my opinion, and if you don't like the Emperor, you can swap it out for the Royal Paladin, which is less reflective but features more 3D mapping. Coming in at number 8, we have an eldrich horror theme. This loadout is mainly horror based, specifically with different creatures as their main designs, and I gotta say this loadout is incredibly unique. Besides the containment breach, you can get all of these skins very cheap, so I gave this set a 1 out of 3 price rating. On the M4, we have the Tooth Fairy with the darker colors and creepy art style, and the artist of the containment breach did a great job illustrating these alien-like creatures in a swamp. Abyssal Apparition has a tentacle monster straight out of Lovecraftian horror, and the nightmare is actually created by the same artist who made the containment breach. Phantom Disruptor looks great for the cheap price, and features what seems to be a kraken of sorts. Not exactly sure, but it's definitely a sea creature. Gnarled is under $1 in factory new and has vibrant colors paired with a demonic tree face. While the Hyper Beast skins give me a cosmic horror vibe, I still think they fit right in with the rest of this loadout, and there's a lot of them so you can pick exactly which ones you like. Lastly, we have the Colony 4 with a nice dystopian setting and a skeletal ant as the main focal point. Moving on to number 9, we have a Japanese theme. This loadout features skins that are Japanese inspired, from the art style to locations and animals. Here we have a few expensive skins, but most are cheap, so I gave this a 2 out of 3 price rating. In terms of actual art, Oni Taiji is one of the absolute best and features a samurai fighting a demon with kanji symbols on the stock, and the Mag 10 Allure is cheap but also has great art of a lady in a kimono. Mount Fuji is literally in Japan, so it's self-explanatory, and the skin is very clean in design. The Sunset Storm features traditional Japanese wave art, but it's quite expensive, so if you want this skin, I also recommend getting the Midnight Storm, which has the same art, but it's significantly cheaper in price. The Daybreak has a simple design that looks great, but it does wear pretty bad, so make sure to go for lower floats. Crimson Tsunami is similar to the Deagles with the wave art, and some patterns have waves that cover the whole gun. Akihabara is also located in Tokyo, but I gotta say, buying a $3,000 AUG skin is borderline menace activity. Koi fish are native to Japan, so the Nova Koi was a great choice, and I finished out the set with a Tech 9 bamboo forest since they're also prevalent in Japan. And finally, at number 10, we have a crystal loadout. The theme for this set was skins that primarily featured geometric patterns and singular colors in a bright finish. This loadout is extremely cheap, excluding the graphite, and the bright finishes make all the skins look great. 1 out of 3 price rating for the budget options. Starting with the op graphite, it's the most expensive at $120, but there is no replacement, so this skin has to be in the loadout. Since every emerald skin in CS2 is exclusively bright green, you can use it on both the dualies, but especially the Scar 20. Next up, we have a collection of quartz skins, which all have the same design but different colors, and the Nova has this bright orange as the base. The 5.7 has a silver color scheme, but you could also go with the Copper Galaxy even though copper isn't technically a crystal. My favorite is the Moss Quartz on the M4A1S. It got a great buff recently and looks much cleaner than it did before. The dual Berettas have the Cobalt Quartz, which is dark blue and looks great for the 20-cent price tag. We also have the Meteorite. It's pretty much a quartz skin but with a different name and much darker colorway. The Og Jade is a steal at $13 since it's pretty much an emerald skin with a lime hue and crazy shine factor, and the Malachite is very similar but with a cyan colorway and more linear patterns. Lastly, we have the Emerald Quartz on the CZ, which is mainly lime but does have a steep price point. So that's it for today. If you guys enjoyed the video, consider subbing to the channel for more content like this. I would love to get some feedback regarding my videos. Would you prefer longer form content or more frequent short form videos? Let me know in the comments down below. With that being said, I hope to see y'all in the next video. Peace out, everyone.